Good morning, good evening, and welcome back to War Thunder and my channel. This time we're going to be driving a new vehicle which was introduced in the latest major update. It is the American heavy tank, the T1E1 19. With the intro out of the way, let's take the American T1E1 90 into battle. Now for the first game we're going to drive the T1E1 90 over to the Charlie point and try to capture that. So what is the T1E1 90? It's basically the T1E1 with a 90mm instead of the usual 75. You gain a better gun, you have more penetration, you have more HE filler, but what you trade for it is a higher back rating at 5.7, and you also lose the stabilizer, which is a very good advantage to have, especially at this lower BR, and that is what sets American tanks apart most of the time. So it's kind of a sad grade in my opinion. I do like the T1E190, but I would much rather have the stabilizer. But nonetheless, we get our first kill on a T-34. It's a pretty easy shot. Since we have a 90mm, we do go through a lot of armor. Now, just moving over to the Charlie point. I didn't hear anybody to my left, so I wasn't quite worried about that. But looking at the map, we do see another tank. It's another T-34 kind of looking at us, so we're gonna use our binoculars to shoot him through and track him. Now, just to warn you, this was one of the first games I did play. Well, not the first, but this was all recorded on the first day of the update, so I'm not quite used to the ballistics of the 90mm yet, so I'm going to whiff a few shots on this T-34. But eventually, after trading some blows with him, we do manage to get the final shot which kills him. And just moving slightly further down the road, we see a Panther and a Hellcat. I did prioritize the Hellcat since he was staring at me, so we're gonna take care of him first. The Panther is oblivious as any German player is. We shoot one shot with the 37, I do kinda whiff the 90mm, so we're gonna finish him up with the 37 hitting the ammunition. Now, one thing I would recommend when playing these sort of tanks with multiple guns, for example the Mouse, the T1E1, the M3, is that you bind the guns to separate keybinds. So you have one keybind that fires the main gun, and then you have one gun that fires the secondary gun. It just gives you more control over what you're doing. You can enter ammunition, you can bait people, and it just gives you a bigger advantage when you're playing. So I would highly recommend you switching your keybinds over so you can fire the guns separately. It's not a must, but it definitely gives you a major advantage. Now, we did just get flanked as we were moving across this road. Not much we can do right here since our team just kind of fell apart. Just quickly, if anybody doesn't know how to bind, you go over to controls, go to ground vehicles, you go to weaponry, and then you see here fire from a secondary gun. I have it bounded to a key on my mouse, but you can bind it to whatever you want. So here you have the normal fire from main caliber, and then one step down fire from a secondary gun, and then you will have it bounded. Now back to the game, we use a backup to spawn in the T1E1 once again. Now we see that something was in the smoke. We fire one shot with the 90, we see that it is a Panther. We know that we can't go through the Panther in his mantlet, so we aim for the mantlet. We used the 37 to just check if he was still there. He was, but he did get cleaned up by our team. Now, looking at the minimap, the situation looks really bad. We have control over the A capture point. And it looks like if we look at the minimap that the team is gonna take B. So my priority is to retake C. We know that the VK is over here since we did get killed by him before. We also did mobility kill this M42. So we're gonna quickly move up, take care of him with the 37 and some machine gun fire. Listening closer now, you should hear the VK approaching and getting closer. Both of us can't die to each other very easily, so I'm just gonna sit and wait in ambush since that will give me the best chance of success. If I had the stabilizer, I would probably have pushed him, but since I don't, I'm just gonna sit and wait right here. He pulls forward and we just shoot him through the stone wall. Not very challenging, but it is a kill. Now the C capture point is clear in my opinion. When I was playing I did actually think it was very clear. I didn't see anyone in my last life and haven't seen any other things on the minimap, and the most important clue as to why I don't think anybody's here, I don't hear any audio from here. So I'm just gonna assume it is clear and I'm gonna pull forward and retake Charlie. After having captured Charlie, I'm focusing on trying to get some planes now. And then a Puma just appears. We swing around and we fire a 90mm, just obliterating his crew. I am very lucky that he didn't do any damage to me as I was showing my side and he has a gun capable of penetrating me and killing me. But we are just going to continue moving forward. We see that our team has failed to get on the Bravo point, so we're going to try and help them out. Moving even deeper in, we spot the guy on Bravo. It's the Russian SPAA. Fortunately, the 90mm just doesn't fuse and the 37 doesn't manage to keep him in place. So we just don't get the kill. Friendly picks it up a few seconds later, but for now we're just gonna stay here and repair both of our tracks. Having repaired, we can move forward and deal with this Russian heavy tank. One shot with the 90mm goes through his side and we pick up another kill. Now looking at the minimap, I assumed we had won this game. We had control of all three of the capture points and we had a pretty good amount of players in the city, so we were kind of set for the rest of the game. So my plan now was to get into a position where I could just deny the enemies from reaching capture points in the city, and that's where I'm going right now. And on my way there we pick up another kill on a T-34, just trying to get out of the rubble right there, but the 90mm has no problem going right through him and we absolutely murder his crew. Now the thing I noticed while I was standing here was that the Charlie point was very exposed. If an enemy spawned on the far left spawn point, they could just drive to C and get it. And from that position they could basically control the entire town. So that is where I was headed now. We tried to get some few shots on this aircraft, but with no luck we're going to go over to try to reinforce the Charlie area. And on my way we do see what I was worried about. They have captured the Charlie point and I have no clue where this guy is. I know it's a Russian heavy tank, but since I heard him, but he just ambushes me and we can not survive a IS-2 shot point blank. So unfortunately that is our second death. Now hopping into some aircraft to try to get the last kills for the game to end. We drop a kill and we get the Waffenträger trying to support the IS-2. Now the F4U is a plane I really like. It's a fantastic plane for just killing other planes. It can carry two 1000-pound bombs and its 20 mils can go through Panthers. It can almost disable any tank from the engines, so it's just a very effective fighter plane to use. Just circling over the battlefield, just searching for any opportunities to go down and cause some pain. We find a Russian SPAA just driving forward, doesn't seem to really know that we are here, and with a few bursts we do get the kill. I wasn't really aware of the planes trying to hunt me, and they do get the drop on me, causing me to lose my wing. With 12 kills, we take first place in this game with 16,206 research points and 84,911 silver lions. And here we are on the second map. We're going to try to get a good angle and flank in on the Charlie point. This game was played with one of my members from my Discord server. If you're interested in joining that, there is a link in the description which will take you to the Discord server. Anyways, we do hear a guy right in front of us. And we use our binoculars and we see his machine gun, so we're just gonna aim in with my binoculars and we get a pretty easy kill. I think he wasn't really aware that I saw him. I didn't think he knew his machine guns were showing, but we will take that kill. Now we are in a prime position to just kind of flank around and get many side shots on the enemies. This is a route I love to take, especially when on this side of this map. As you can see, we are just going to kind of shut down the enemy's ways of reinforcing, and if the enemy still have a presence on Charlie at this point, we can just kind of snuff that out very quickly. So we're going to take up the second kill, which is on another IS-1. Now you see how very powerful this position can be. The only thing you have to worry about is those reinforcements, and they can catch you off guard if you're not paying attention. So to make sure that doesn't happen, I am paying attention, but this is just a safer position to be in. I'm gonna move up to the building. Now using my headphones, which not many people use, especially this BR, we hear that the jumbo is coming from our left and it's a pretty easy shot. I would recommend everybody who's new to this game to use your headphones. They are very essential and they will help you get more kills and win games. Just a piece of advice for you. Now we have just come across the entire enemy second wave. Now we did see the VK, we did see a Tiger, so here I'm gonna show off again why it's very important to bind your secondary gun. As you can see, I'm trying to bait this VK into pulling forward with firing my secondary gun, and if he were to pull forward we can just slam him with the 90, but he doesn't seem to fall for it, as he knows what we're doing or he is focused on other targets. But we're just gonna reverse out, try to side scrape a bit. We do shoot again to see if he will fall for it. No dice unfortunately, so we're gonna pull forward even more and kill this T-34. Now I'm really not sure how he messed this up. The VK pulls forward to try to get a kill. It should be very easy for him, but he kind of rushed his shot, so we do pick up the kill on the VK as well. Now quickly repairing, we are going to wait for any enemies to pull forward, but I wasn't really sure until this Sturmtiger just drives forward. I'm not really sure what he was planning, but that is another kill for us. With the repairs done, we can finally turn our attention to somewhere else. We can turn our attention to the enemies spawn even deeper down. With all the enemies close by having been eliminated, we can move further down. And here we can see a kill on a 2SVM, a Gvozdika. so we get quite lucky that he didn't hit us. It would have been very bad for us. Now here again is why you should remember where enemies are and why you should use your minimap. There is a guy on that far corner that I'm staring on, and you see him just a tiny bit over there. This is also why you should look at your minimap to try to get a sense of where the enemies are. So we're just gonna stay here and kinda wait for this panther to drive back, and when he does we take him out as well. Now the final moments of this battle has just turned into a spawn camping fest for us trying to get as much spawn points as possible. We did get a nuke in the previous game. Unfortunately we couldn't spawn it since we were at a low BR, but we were over 2500 spawn points and we were only 200 left in this game as well. But with the Nash Horde absolutely murdering us, that is the end of the second game. With 10 kills, we take first place in this game as well, earning 6,000 research points and around 55,000 silver lions. With that, the video is coming to an end. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe, and stay tuned as there will be more content to come about War Thunder in the near future. Until next time, take care.